Hey YouTube, this is Comet back again with another MetaHero video. Thanks for clicking on my video, and for all my new viewers. Heads up, I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research before making any investments. So it's been a couple weeks since I did a MetaHero video, and as promised, I said I would do a video once the white paper comes out, as well as the roadmap. As of the time I recorded this video, the white paper has been delayed a little bit. However, the roadmap has been released, so I'm going to take a look at that in this video. Okay, so before I start reading this roadmap, there is a message attached to this image, and it says, our new team's first roadmap is here. Our admins will be collecting your questions for our upcoming Q&A via Telegram from now on. The white paper has been pushed to upcoming weeks. For more details, visit our official TG channel. After I go over this roadmap with you, if you do have any official questions, head over to the Telegram, ask those questions in chat. Usually somebody's sitting back and accumulating all the questions that are asked, especially questions that are asked multiple times, putting that list together, and then hopefully by the time the Q&A comes, they're going to be able to address a lot of those concerns, a lot of those questions per everyone's submissions. All right, so Q4 2022. So first things here, we have public Metascanner in Warsaw and Zurich. So these are the two locations that are going to be putting the permanent Metascanner in, at least as of Q4. Now, this is a little bit surprising to me because I thought Dubai was going to be a permanent location. Maybe that's something that's going to be later on, or maybe they're just mentioning this because it's two more locations as well as Dubai. I'm not really sure. Definitely surprised about that. Per further investigation, there was a pinned message in the MetaHero Telegram, and the only thing it mentions here is we are looking forward to finally launching our first two scanners in Warsaw and Zurich this year in Q4. To some of you, the second location may be a surprise, and let me tell you, it's a good one. And it goes on to say how Switzerland is pro cryptocurrency and they want to be a centric hub for crypto, and it's basically the heart of Europe. So, I mean, there are positives for Zurich, which I have no issue with. I'm just curious about what happened to Dubai. All right, let's head back to the roadmap and keep working our way down. So new branding. Of course, I figured that was going to be a thing since there was a leadership role change. A new website, which also makes sense because if you look at Everdome's website and you look at MetaHero's website, it looks like it was developed by the same team, which it probably was. So there are a lot of similarities there. So they probably want to break away from any kind of dependency on another project and be their own independent brand. Now, here's another one, new communication content. Not really sure what that means. Maybe be more active on social media platforms, or maybe expanding their reach onto other social media platforms. So I guess we have to stay tuned for that. It seems like in this quarter, they're also going to have a new technological partner announcement. So they're going to be partnering with somebody. Obviously, they know, we don't know. Hopefully we hear something sooner than later. And the upside of this is it is Q4 and we are in Q4. All this stuff in this first column should happen fairly quickly. Next, they want to implement a loyalty program, which will be in beta in Q4. Not really sure what that's going to be about. I'm hoping staking is involved with that because I did read through this before I made this video and I see nothing about staking, but hopefully it's including staking, but has other features. Next, we have IT infrastructure, which is agreement plus transfer to Switzerland. Okay, that's going to be for more growth with the Metascanner, I'm sure. And then also, obviously, we mentioned this before, the white paper was supposed to be out around the same time as the roadmap, but it seems as if they still have some things they have to iron out and some more details they have to translate through. So we will be seeing this white paper hopefully within the next few weeks. And then finally in Q4, team expansion, which makes sense. They are working on a ton of stuff and I'm sure they're evolving a little bit, so they're going to need more hands on deck. So team expansion is always good. Q1 2023, there will be a new public Metascanner at voted locations. So they're going to implement another Metascanner at another location. So we're going to have Warsaw, Zurich. As I said, I don't know if Dubai is in the mix with that, as well as one that we vote upon. And I'm sure that's going to be centrally located, which will have high traffic. Next will be legal policy, as well as scans data. So I'm sure this is kind of something I briefly mentioned in some of my earlier videos about the legalities of having scans. And I know MetaHero was going to pay people to get scanned, but then they own your likeness. I think a lot of people, like myself included, and I did mention this, that if I do get scanned, I'm not going to do it for free. I'm just going to pay my MetaHero, whatever that amount's going to be, $200, $250, whatever it is, get my scan, I keep my likeness. I'd rather buy MetaHero on that day and use that MetaHero and then own my own likeness. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm sure it has something to do with NFTs as well. I'm assuming we're going to hear more about that in Q1. Next, we have an awareness campaign. I would assume this would be on the lines of marketing. And then again, we have new communication content. This could be something as simple as having AMA AMAs on a regular, and just staying in contact and updating the community as things develop. Next, we have new e-commerce partner announcement. Now, this is another partner announcement, and I'm wondering if this stuff is kind of already lined up or if they're actively seeking new partners. And once the white paper's out, it might give a little bit more clarity on that. Next, we have loyalty program, again, beta. This might be a typo. I am not sure. The reason why is because I don't see loyalty program alpha or release anywhere in the next 3 quarters. So this might mean this is when the loyalty program comes out of beta. Since we're in beta in quarter 4, then quarter 1 come out of beta. I'm not sure, but if not, then that would just mean that the loyalty program is still going to be in beta. This is kind of mirrored IT infrastructure transfer to Switzerland. And again, I'm hoping this means finalized since we already started this process in quarter 4 of 2022. More team expansion, and then we have top centralized exchange listings negotiations. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to start looking at all the different sexes and what's going to be most beneficial for their holders as well as new buyers, and then go through the negotiation process of how to get onboarded with those centralized exchange. And as I said, what's going to be the best for the project. Because even if you see right here, I don't want to skip ahead too much, but in quarter 2, it's saying top centralized exchange listings live. So whatever decisions they come up with in quarter 1, they want to go live by quarter 2. Next, we have gift airdrops, token airdrops, and I'm wondering what this is all about. I do want clarity on this. I don't want to speculate too much. I don't know if it's going to reward maybe wallets that have been holding the token for X amount of time. Hopefully more to come and more details on that. Next, we'll have the Avatar app, which will be web and mobile in beta. This makes me believe that if you do go to one of the scanners and you get a full body scan, this app will allow you to interact with that avatar. And then finally, in quarter 1, 2023, we have healthcare cooperation scan case. Now, this is something I'm really interested in seeing how they're going to use scans from the Metascanner and incorporate it with healthcare use case. I can really see these scans in healthcare being used for education, as well as the ability to interact with 3D scanning for prosthetics, but I'm sure there's other use cases for it, and I'm really anxious to see what they come up with because this is a huge use case. I mean, you have to realize that it's not just about scanning your avatar in and being able to play a video game or walking around in the metaverse. This is a real world application that MetaHero's Metascanner may be able to be the answer for some of these healthcare or medical procedures. All right, quarter 2. It seems we're going to have another location. So that's 1, 2. We have 2 here, 4. And if Dubai is still in the mix, that's 5, but we'll just say 4 for now. Here, they're going to implement the B2B marketplace, which says human database development. I don't know what B2B means. I don't know if that's business to business. I'm not really sure. This is where the human database will be developed for obviously full body scans. Next, we're going to have gaming partnerships campaign. And the pessimism in me hopes that they've already been in contact with gaming companies for upcoming partnerships, because if not, then they're kind of putting the cart in front of the horse. You know, we have a use case, and then we're going to hope somebody uses that use case. Someone's going to purchase and use the technology for their own project. So I'm hoping, like I said, I would like to think other than Everdome, we've already been in contact with game development companies, but let's just hope that we're not starting from zero here. This could mean we're going on a campaign, and until we get a gaming partnership, it's ongoing forever. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Next, expanding gaming partnerships, kind of similar to the entertaining gaming partnerships, and then we're going to expand upon that. Next, we have healthcare partnerships, and the same pessimism behind that. Hopefully, we already have relationships in development. Next, we have live version of new application avatars. So we're going to come out of beta from quarter 1, and in quarter 2, we are going to have the live version. Next, as I mentioned earlier, whatever top centralized exchanges that we are in negotiations with in quarter 1, hopefully those will be implemented in quarter 2. Finally, the Avatar app, web and mobile, will be live. All right, quarter 3, another new location for a Metascanner. More on B2B marketplace. This doesn't say anything different from quarter 2, so I don't know if they're going to be working on it. Oh wait, actually, I answered my own question because it says quarter 4, they're going to be live. So quarter 3, I'm assuming it's just going to still be being worked on or in beta of some sort. Next, we have fashion partnerships, which for obvious reason, you could use full body avatars or just body parts to be able to model fashion merchandise and accessories. Next, we have expanding game partnerships, so just reaching out to find more gaming companies and developers that may want to use the technology provided by the Metascanner. And then finally, top centralized exchange +2. So we're hoping to not only be on a top exchange, but also be on 2 top exchanges. The one that comes to mind the most, I know everybody says Binance, Binance, Binance. Crypto.com, I think, is very underrated. I think getting on Crypto.com would not be quite as hard and very doable and great in the long run. Actually, you know what? Real quick, let's take a look at the exchanges. I'm over here thinking about them, and off the top of my head, I kind of forgot. So Binance would be number one. FTX, I've never used FTX. Number two, then we have Coinbase, Kraken, Gate.io. Honestly, any project that I've ever seen, especially from DeFi that got on Gate.io, I've never seen any movement, but that's me personally. Kucoin, of course, and then Binance US, Gemini, Mexi, and then down here we have crypto.com. I mean, there's a ton of them on here. I personally, I caught this on the corner of my eye, Bitmart. Any DeFi project I've seen get on Bitmart Exchange has also never done well. My opinions, if it's not going to be Binance, if it's not going to be Coinbase, Kraken, Kucoin, and crypto.com. And actually, you know what? Gemini. Gemini would be also a good exchange to be on. All right, so finally Q4, and then we're going to wrap up this video because I know it's getting kind of long. There are some other things I do want to talk about, but I will wait to the white paper because I know that video is going to be long as well. Maybe I'll do a second video. I'll follow up to this video in a few days just because there is things that I want to talk about. But for the sake of time in this video, I just want to get to the roadmap. So Q4, another location. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the original 2. That would be 6 locations by this time next year. Next, we have the B2B marketplace going live. Following the marketplace going live, we'll have the first B2B sales. Then we'll continue to expand gaming partnerships. Now on the heels of the fashion partnerships, full clothing internet campaign with a top fashion brand. And then finally, top CEX +2. So I don't know if it's going to be 2 additional centralized exchanges. So in the last 2 quarters being on 4 more exchanges, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. Or if they're just saying in general around this time, they want us to get on 2 new centralized exchanges. Hopefully it's 4. The more the merrier. The more access people have to a project, the more easy it is to buy it, the more potential there will be for people to invest in MetaHero. Not to mention, we want people to purchase MetaHero to use it for scanning. What we don't want them to do is have them jump through a bunch of hoops just to get MetaHero to then eventually use it as a form of payment. So obviously the more exchanges we get on, the better. The more eyes that'll be on the project as well. As I said, I did not say anything about staking here, but that might be part of Q4, the loyalty program, and Q1 loyalty program. I'm hoping that's a part of that because staking is important. And I hope since MetaHero is on Binance Smart Chain, I hope we don't have to play around with any kind of Ethereum fees or any kind of third-party company that's going to ramp up the fees. You know, it should be a really simple process, kind of like what Everdome does on their website. I know we're not dealing with the same supply as Everdome, which is a good thing for us. Staking, it should have always been a thing. We shouldn't have to go through an exchange like that crappy one. What were we on? Or we were on Kanga Exchange to be able to stake. But anyway, I digress. Right before we leave, let's head over to the charts and see where we're at. So as of today, we're down 7%. Yikes. Let me see where we're at for the 7-day. Actually, we have it down here. So for the 7-day, we're up 22%. 14-day, we're down 11. We're sitting at 0.00278 with a daily trading volume of almost 2.4 million with a market cap of 21 million. So we have fell as of December 2nd, 98.9%. So in the past 10 months, we are down a lot. Obviously, we do know that the entire market is down as a whole, but not quite as much as the rest of the market. Bitcoin being only down 2.5%, whereas we're down almost 8%. So it is what it is. Maybe some people don't like the news. They don't like the roadmap. They were upset that the white paper didn't come out at the same time as the roadmap. I don't know, but that is where we are at. So as I mentioned earlier, I may do a follow-up video in a few days because there is some information that was on MetaHero's official Telegram that I feel is relative to the current roadmap, but we'll see what happens if there's any new announcements that come out over the next few days, and we'll go from there. Now, before you go, all you heroes out there, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and punch that notification bell. Tell me what you think about the roadmap, what you want to see, what you like, and what you don't like. Now, that all being said, as always, take care and have a blessed day.